Hey, what is up guys? It is PWG Tech here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be going over CORS, which stands for Cross-Origin Resource Sharing. So Cross-Origin Resource Sharing, or CORS as I'll probably call it, is a mechanism that uses additional HTTP headers to tell browsers to give a web application running at one origin access to selected resources from a different origin. So essentially it basically gives people people that are using the website to get access to a different part of another application. So let's say like an example of this would be, let's say from this domain, they wanted, as you can see, like this is from domain A and they wanted to make a request to gain access to domain B. This is where CORS would be triggered because these are both from both different HTTP headers. An even better example that I have here is for different URLs. So in this case, it's http/example blah blah blah, and this is the original URL. If you wanted to go from this URL and navigate to this other URL or origin, from this origin to another origin, this would be okay because they have both the same protocol, which is HTTP, and the same host, which is just example. However, navigating to a different one, which would have a different protocol, which is HTTPS, that stands for secure in this situation, and a different host, which is en.example, that's when CORS would be triggered, and that's what makes this CORS is very important. CORS is basically just a security framework, and another definition for CORS is, or request, CORS is like it's a request for a resource. So you want that different resource from this URL. If you wanted to go to this, if you were to start from this URL and you wanted to go to either of these two. And essentially, like what this does is that it makes sure that both of those have the same host and the same protocol, just so that there could be like just to ensure like security is up to date, because there could be some sort of malicious activity that could be triggered if you were to click on and gain access to that other domain. A great example that I found from this website that I think like really fits into like a real world example is from Code Academy, and I'll definitely post a link to this if you want to read it on your own, but I'll read it off. So it's like, think about it like building like to a security interest and you need to borrow something. So you ask a neighbor from a building who has one, and the building security would likely not have a problem because you guys are both from like the same building. So you both have the same entrance badge and the same authentication. But if you needed a particular tool, however, you needed to order from an outside source, like let's say like an online marketplace, or maybe even a different building that you don't have real access to, the security at the entrance may request that you provide identification, just to make sure you are who you say you are. Even if you called to confirm that you were going to be there, it may help that they know who you are, just so that they know that you're not going to be there for any malicious activity. So essentially this is just as I said before, a security framework that makes sure that your sites are protected against any sort of malicious activity or hacking/hijacking. I hope I was able to make this easier. Once again, I'll post a link to this in the description below, as it also includes why is CORS necessary, because it just protects who can access the assets, but also how the assets can be accessed. They can't just be accessed in any weird way, because they'll have to follow probably like the GET requests. But there are also some request methods like patch, put, and delete, and obviously only like administrators would have access to these. So yeah, once again, I hope this was all helpful for you. I'll post a link to this in the description below, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.